What's going on, sports fans? We got another great episode of the Jersey Bullies for you. I'm your host, Eric Berezzo, with the great Tyler Freed.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, man, did we have an exciting weekend to go over?
Holy shit. Phillies are going 162-0. That's it. That's what we're doing. That's where I'm going this week.
We'll send it. Let's go.
Full send 162-0. Our starting pitching is fucking fantastic. Our bullpen, fantastic.
They made the MVP, Freddie Freeman, look like an idiot. It was fantastic.
Dude, they're heart of their lineup. I think other than yesterday when Travis d'Arnaud hit that home run, like they didn't do shit. They didn't do anything all weekend.
No.
Freeman didn't do anything. Ozuna didn't do anything. I don't even know who's Acuna. He didn't do anything. Albies barely did anything. It was such a good weekend of baseball for the Philadelphia Phillies.
It was d'Arnaud who got a home run. And my least favorite player is the only one on the freaking team that hit a home run. Nappy boys.
Best catchers in the league. We got Nappy time. Finally waking up from his slumber of, I don't know, like 7-8 years now.
Dude, he was good last year, which pissed me off. And then he fell off at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's a backup catcher. It's fine. He's allowed to.
But yeah,
I like him and Eflin as a pairing. Him and Eflin behind the plate, they always pitch well together.
Yeah, I think that's why they put him out there with them.
That's generally generally they'll give he'll get one start, and it's usually with Eflin.
If Howard actually made the rotation, I think he would have went with Knapp too. I think
possibly
Knapp tends to go with the younger pitchers.
Well, that's Knapp basically has all the free time to do the bullpens with them. So you ain't gonna waste JT out there doing bullpens.
And you gotta give JT a little bit. He's coming back from the injury, so you just have to give him a little break. It's all right. Everyone was freaking out online saying, "Oh, what the hell's going on here? Sorry, 2 games into the season, he has to have a break already." Dude, relax. All right.
There was nothing about needing a break.
59 games left. Let's just calm down.
I mean, it was kind of you kind of knew coming into the season that they're gonna give him games here and there. I mean, he just came back. He just came back from a thumb injury.
Dude, how the hell do you catch our pitchers right now? Dude, Wheeler threw 100 miles an hour. What the hell how do you say his name? Alvarado. He threw 100 miles an
Alvarado.
hour. How do you catch these people, man?
I was listening. So I was actually watching yesterday's game on the ESPN broadcast because I just kind of wanted to hear what, basically watch them jerk off the Braves and then the Phillies beat them. That's basically what they were doing most of the day.
I didn't realize that they were on ESPN. So thank God.
Yeah, they were on ESPN yesterday. And so I was cracking up because they brought up a stat. They were like, and it was like towards the end of the game. They were like, last year, the Phillies had one total pitch reach triple digits throughout the entire season. Jose Alvarado comes out and hits triple digits twice in one outing, and he already doubled last year. That's the difference between this bullpen. We throw hard, and I love that they throw hard. Is it gonna fuck us over on some games? Yeah, I'm sure. If they're not having a good game and they don't spot that right, that shit's gonna go far. But the way they looked this weekend, they were fucking on it.
Well, I think when Wheeler pitched, so Saturday, they said on the broadcast, they said the average fastball topped out at 93, 92 miles an hour. It was low. And then they said it was last in the MLB. They said if everyone stays true to what their spring training numbers have been, we're going to be first.
Yeah. I think they touched on it in the first game too. They said if last year's averages of the pitchers that we have now were the same exact thing, we would have been second in the MLB last year in average.
It's amazing, dude. What can happen? I have so much confidence in this team. I told everyone that we're going to have 93 wins. I feel great. I'm fucking stoked, man. I am 162.
So I'm going over.
Dude, the over-under for our season was 80.5. We're going to kill that.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, we should. We absolutely should. I know we're all amped up after a sweep of the division champions, the Braves. They're terrible. They're not as good. I told you on this very podcast, the Braves were not going to be as good as they are planned to be. They lost bullpen pieces. They lost. Sorry, someone tried to call me. They lost bullpen pieces. They lost the bat in the outfield. They don't have depth there anymore. The fact that they can't have what's his name? Ozuna play DH. That's gonna kill
Oh,
them.
yeah, absolutely.
And
You
how
want his
about
bat in the lineup, you have to play him.
talking about not having a DH? We don't even need one with the way Zach Wheeler was swinging the bat. Like if we could just have him in the lineup every day, I'm cool with it. That dude was amazing when he played on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they only had the first game they had Pablo Sandoval hit a home run, 2-run bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they had Darno the next game. Like they
They
had zero offense. Like we shut them down in all three.
they
games.
should have scored 0 runs the whole series. It's just 2 pitches. 2 pitches got away from Nola and Eflin and were bad spots. Like you could see, was it the Pablo one?
Yeah,
JT wanted it.
Yeah.
JT wanted it down and away, and it kind of came in on Pablo. And he's a veteran. He's going to turn on that. I didn't expect it to be crushed as hard as it was, but
fucking killed.
it is what it is, but we came back in that game. Like that was a fun game. Watching that team, like the fact that they walked Didi to get to Gene Segura, and Gene literally didn't even let Didi start walking away from the box. He was already in the box. Like he was so determined at that point in time. He literally walked straight to the box as soon as he knew that Didi was going to get walked straight in, and then hits the game-winning run. Love that kind of confidence out of him.
And on so Saturday, what you said, we one hit them the whole game. It was just one hit, Travis Darnell. That was it. No other hits throughout the whole thing. We won 4-0. Fantastic outing by Zach Wheeler and all the pitchers that we had going for us. Like it was phenomenal. I was kind of a little worried because they had Neris going. It was like, dude, he doesn't have to go. Like this isn't a save opportunity. What are you doing? And then he had 3 strikeouts. He did great.
Listen, Neris looks good this year. I mean, he looked good at the end of last year.
He
But
looked kind
he's
of
looking
scary
good.
yesterday.
hey, Neris always likes to play the dramatics. Like he loves that. He loves to put 2 men on. He likes to make a real big bomb look like it's about to go out, and then it just dies at the warning track. It's fine. It's all part of his plan.
Dude,
He's an entertainer.
If they didn't give us that strikeout, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah. That was a close call. But it
was 3-2 pitch. It would have been a walk, man. That was like 2 inches outside the zone.
The umpire yesterday, he was his strike zone was very entertaining because you saw Bryce getting frustrated. You saw both sides getting frustrated.
Bone
but
got
as a
frustrated
pitcher,
too. I thought Bone was going to lose his shit. He looked like it.
Yeah, I think it was actually on the same at bat that he hit the game winning run. Yeah. It was like the first pitch came in. I think it was at his knees, and he was just like he turns and looked at him. I thought he was going to get ejected as soon as he looked at him. But no, they had a fantastic weekend. I loved everything from it. Wheeler pitched a fantastic game, a one-hitter. The last time a Phillies pitcher went 7 innings plus with no walks and double-digit strikeouts was Roy Halladay with a 1 hit was Roy Halladay in his perfect game. That was the last Phillies pitcher to do it. And then the last Phillies pitcher to do that before Roy Halladay was like back in like the 50s. Like that's how, if you think about it, that's how good of a game Wheeler had. And it just seemed like it was just effortless for him.
It's going to be a little nerve-wracking the next three games against the Mets because they haven't had to play. So they're gonna have their the top three pitchers going. So you have
Yeah, I
DeGrom
mean,
tonight, which you're going to see that game. So that should be
I am.
interesting for
I
you.
will. I will see Degrom. I'm going to see the Phillies tear him up. It's
Yeah,
going to happen.
Matt Moore versus him.
I'm interested to see how Matt Moore and I forget the dude that's pitching tomorrow.
Chase Anderson.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do. Do I expect what I've seen out of the starting pitchers the past couple of nights? No, but if you can hold the Mets to 2 runs, I'd be happy with that. Like I'm cool if they can keep them within 2 runs because yeah, it's hard against DeGrom. You need to save every possible run you possibly can against him because you're not going to score much.
You have to
But
Matt Moore and Chase Anderson. What they have to do is basically what Drew Smiley did for the Giants last year, what he's going to be doing for the Braves this year, and what he did with us 3 years ago. And that's basically just be a game manager. He's not going to pitch you 7 amazing innings and 10 strikeouts. Like they're not going to do that. What you need for him to be the game manager. You need him to throw ground balls or fly balls, whatever you need, but you need the outs. But
yeah,
you're not going to get strikeouts. You need the defense to step up, and you also need the offense to step up. The offense was
I
a little slacking the last 3 games. You
yeah.
had 36 strikeouts. So that's pretty rough in 3
I
games.
mean,
So
the starting pitchers we faced. I mean, they're not scrubs. Freed's pretty good. The dude Anderson, is that his name from yesterday? I don't remember the starter from
yeah,
yesterday.
Morton was
Mor-
yesterday
Morton
or 2 days ago.
Morton was Saturday.
Yeah.
But they have some good starters too. So I mean, you can obviously see they're going to struggle against good pitching. And I mean, granted, that's what the NL East is. The NL East is good pitching.
Yes, yesterday was Ian Anderson. I think
Ian
that's the
Anderson,
guy that got drafted right after Mickey Moniak, right?
I believe so.
In the same draft. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he had a good season last year. I mean, he's still
Yeah,
technically
draft.
considered a rookie because he didn't have enough appearances.
Yeah, he
Um, but I
round
think the
1
offense,
overall pick was pick 3, so he was 2 picks after Mickey Moniak.
the thing about early season is a lot of times your team is one or the other. You are either going to your offense is going to be the dominant force, or your pitching is going to be the dominant force. It's always better when your pitching is the dominant force because if the pitching starts off well, I mean, it's more than likely going to only get better or stay consistent. Hitting, it's hot and cold streak. So if you start off cold, I'd rather them start a little cold while the pitching's good, and then when it gets into mid-season, pitching might lax a little bit. We have our hot offense, and we can make up the runs that the pitching can't handle.
Yeah. Yep. And then so you had the first series against the Braves, you got this series against the Mets, and then you have next series against the Braves. It's a pretty rough stretch. I think four games against the Braves next, right? No, 3. And then
I
it's
mean, I'm just glad we're not facing the Nationals, who aren't even playing
so it's 4
because of all their COVID crap.
Yeah, it's 4 against the Mets. So in the first 10 games, we have just division games.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's the way it'll shape the season. If we can come out of this, if we could come out 8-2, realistically, out of this 10-game stretch with the division, that is a fantastic start against the division. Like that would be the best way to possibly come out of it.
first 13
Especially
games. I'm sorry.
13. Okay, so even if we come out 10-3, I would be completely happy with that outcome out of the first 13 against division.
Yeah, even if you go 8-5, you're still no,
Well,
5-5. So you'll be 8-5 total in 13.
listen, 8-5 is unacceptable. I
Well, I'm
mean,
just saying you're still over 500.
I'm
That's
at
what you
I'm
want to
at
be.
162-0 expectations right now. So 8-5 is not acceptable. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I want to go undefeated. That's the expectation, but I'll accept 2 losses, and that the 2 losses, it better be against the fucking aces of the team. That's all I'm saying.
So your losses are going to be Not even DeGrom is both losses. That's it. You're giving 2 losses to DeGrom
Yeah,
in this series, and then 2 series from now if we play
yeah,
DeGrom again. That's what you're giving.
yeah. That's the 2 losses that I would expect. Sucks because I'm gonna be there for one of them, and I don't want to see the loss. I need to go back and I need to leave that place ecstatic. I
Kind of
need to hear
jealous of
high
you for the
hopes.
game tonight.
Man, I was so excited when I found out I was getting tickets to this game. I was like, whoo, going to the Phillies. Life is back.
So yeah, you got Chase Anderson tomorrow. You got Matt Moore going tonight. So 2 new pitchers. What the hell's going on with Vinny Velo? Is he in the bullpen? What's going
He is
on?
in the pen. Velo
Is
is
he?
in the pen. Yeah, he is officially. I mean, unless they are trying to go the
6
route that they
starters?
did. Yeah, unless they're trying to go that route, the way they did it last year, which I'll really fucking hate because I don't want Vince Velasquez in the goddamn lineup. If you're
Yeah,
gonna go that route, you better bring Spencer Howard up and let him be the 6th starter.
100% agreed. I just haven't heard anything about him. He just, even during spring training, there was no news about him whatsoever. So I didn't know what the hell's going on with him, if he's even a part of this team or what.
Who Velasquez?
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
haven't mentioned anything
pretty.
about him.
I'm pretty sure they're just trying to let him sit under the radar and hope people aren't pissed off that he's even on the roster.
Yeah, he,
Listen, if he's in the pen and we don't have to see him, that'd be fantastic. But
he's
we
he's
haven't
a
seen many people
he's
out
a
of the pen.
like he knows how to throw the ball. He just can't do it accurately.
He he needs to find that
He
zone
can't
that
be
he
a
finds.
pitcher.
Like it's amazing how good he can be for 2 or 3 innings.
Oh yeah, and then after
But
that he's
it's never
done.
the first inning and
Nope,
it's never after the 5th inning.
nope.
So he has 2nd, 3rd, 4th inning where he is phenomenal. But the in between the first and the end are disastrous. If he can get out of that first inning, he's usually in for a good start until he gets destroyed in an inning, which I think they should just sub him out at the 5th inning, just like automatically. Like, all right, bro, you've gone enough. He should be the bullpen. You know, the starter for the bullpen. You know how like the Rays and stuff they do the bullpen
Oh
games.
yeah. The
Do
opener.
that. Let him be an opener for the first 3 innings, and then let the rest of the bullpen deal with the rest of the game.
Basically what he does anyway. So yeah, it makes
I
sense.
know, but I mean, if he goes in expecting that, hopefully he doesn't blow it all up real quick.
All right, so your expectations are to go 7-2 over the next 9 games.
Yeah, that's expectations. That I mean,
And
expectations.
there's
Let's be
13,
real.
including the 3. So you have to. So you're going 8-2 over the next
So,
10.
all right,
8-2
next
over
10
the next 10.
games, my real expectations are 10-0. But I mean, if I'm gonna pull it back a little bit, 8-2 is okay. All right, I won't be mad. Anything less than that, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna come on this podcast and be like, the fuck, bro. I mean, a whole different tempo.
I am perfectly fine with anything better than 6-4. That's where I'm at.
Okay. This is weird. This is usually our expectations are a lot different. You're usually like it's either got to be all or fucking nothing, never the medium ground, or else you're firing Girardi already.
Listen. I can say this. It doesn't mean that I mean it. You know, I can be tweeting out stuff that says, "All
Oh yeah,
right,
you're.
for him to fucking go because he lost 4 in a row." You
Oh
know,
yeah, you'll lose
I'm
your
trying
shit.
to have a better mindset. You know, we haven't had winning baseball in 10 years.
Oh,
So,
it's coming this year. Like
uh,
I'm excited for this year.
and it feels good.
Excited.
Like it feels good that we can finally talk shit on a division rival. Like, hey, look at us. We just fucking kicked your ass. How's that
Yeah,
feel?
bro. It felt the thing that I'm loving about the team that we didn't really talk about is the fact that they are working the starting pitching. Like they're getting to the bullpen early.
Yeah.
No pitcher went past 5 innings. Like no starting pitcher went past 5 innings in that whole Brave series.
Yeah, they all took pitches.
And
The
I
only
love it. I mean, but I mean that's who most of the hitters are. I mean, if you think about it, Bryce is starting to work his way there last year. Reese has always been that way, and he's always played his best when he is like that.
yeah.
Bomb, he's that he is phenomenal. Like when he like looking at the strike zone, he is phenomenal at that. Like I didn't really notice it last year too much because I was in and out watching them. But like watching the past 3 games, like he knows the strike zone. That's why he was so frustrated yesterday.
He had a rough 2 games though. To be fair though, the first 2 games.
But it's not that he. So he was, miss. But he knows this. I'm just talking about like his eye is good. Like he might have struck out a couple times, but it's not because he was sitting there staring at everything. Like he was, if it was those borderline calls that he was getting called out on, which I mean that's a person who has a good grasp of the strike zone. So I'm excited for him. I like him in the 4 spot. I think eventually they're gonna tweak that, and I think Real Muto will go in the 5th, and Baum will be in 4th.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I agree. All right.
That's actually a point that Ben Davis brought up. Like, think about our lineup. We have a career 285 hitter in the 7 spot.
Yeah, but then who's in our 8th? No one talks about that.
If you think about that though, like
our lineup is really good.
Your lineup's so good that your 7th hitter is a career 2.8. Like he should be in your top 3. Like that in any other lineup in the league. Like he's probably up in top 2 batters, like he was originally in our lineup.
Yeah, we have a really good lineup. That's why I'm really excited. It just sucks that we don't have a center fielder.
That it's pissing me off that they keep subbing Roman Quinn in for Adam Hazley.
Yeah, Hazley's in
like tonight. The first game was understandable. Hazley had an injury. Yesterday, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's not even like they subbed him to bat right-handed. They just subbed him in. When he came in, there was a lefty or there was a righty pitcher, and he bat left-handed.
Well,
so it's not like he was getting a different look.
So thank God he's back in tonight.
They started, but they keep throwing Roman Quinn out there. And it's not like Roman Quinn's that much better of a defensive outfielder.
No, he can just run. Like Roman Quinn is strictly a pinch runner. That's all he really is. He can't get the ball. He can't hit the ball like anything.
See, what I would do with him is I'll just save him for the extra inning games. So that way, if Hazley ever gets out last, you just sub him then.
Yeah.
So that way, when you go to the 10th inning, you have Roman Quinn just sitting on second base, ready to run.
But I definitely see great things coming with the Phillies. I expect playoffs, like I've been saying the whole time. I expect to see about 93 wins is where I'm at. And I'm going to be perfectly fine with some sloppy losses and go from
they're
there.
Coming. They're going to come.
They're definitely going to happen. Season. It's going to be blown saves by Neris. I expect that.
Nope. And Neris is in good form. I don't think he's going to do that this year.
But I see some really good things happening with them. Let's turn it over to the Sixers now. They had Joel Embiid come back on Saturday after a really big win against the Cavs on Thursday.
EMVP'd is back. He's back in the lineup.
Saturday against the Timberwolves. Won 122 to 113.
That was like us watching that game. It was so much closer than it ever needed to be. Like in the third quarter, at one point they had I think a 22-point lead.
Yeah, I think.
And then the subs, they just went cold. Like they could not score worth shit, and they were trying to basically leave it in a spot where they didn't have to bring Simmons and Embiid back in. And then eventually it got way too close, and they had
to bring them in. Yep.
And Embiid made 2 big blocks against Anthony Edwards, I think is Edwards. And at the end of that game, that was fantastic to see. So he's got to get back into game shape, but he looked good while he was out there.
Yeah, 24 points. Tobias Harris had 32.
Let's talk about Tobias, because Tobias is he is just a closer. Like he is what Jimmy Butler was during that playoff run for us now. Like he went from this fucking just shit player
Oh,
last
everyone
year. Like
wanted to trade him.
yeah, terrible contract, terrible player for the contract, and he just went and reinvented his game. And my favorite part is he's doing more than what Jimmy Butler was doing for us because he's doing this like slowly throughout the game. Where Butler, he did nothing until the fourth quarter, and then Butler came in and he would just, he would close it out. I mean, he did a good job doing that, but I feel like Tobias keeps him far enough away throughout the game. And then if they're even remotely close, that's when he just shuts the door in the fourth. Like he just comes in, and I love that Embiid just lets him do it.
And he stays in for almost the whole game too.
Yeah,
Like
like
it's
the
awesome.
the fact that Embiid, you think a superstar like that would you want the ball, like you want to be the one that's the closer, and obviously Embiid's going to get his shots in the fourth quarter and whatever, and he'll make it when he needs to make it if Tobias isn't hitting. But the fact that they just give Tobias the ball and they just let him work against whoever, like and a Simmons and Embiid pick and roll with Tobias it's almost unstoppable because they're usually putting a smaller guy on Tobias. And if they switch, so if it's with Embiid, they switch the bigger guy. Well, Tobias has that nasty step back that he could just drop on a bigger guy. Or if they switch a smaller person on him, he's just going to back him down into the post. And it's vice versa with Embiid. Like if they put a small guy on the Embiid, he's just going to back him in and just dunk on him. So I'm loving that part. Sunday's game.
What's going on with freaking Tyrese Maxey, man? Do they just don't like him anymore?
I think they just lost confidence in him a little bit. I think he's just not fitting into the rotation. I think that's kind of where it is. I mean, he gets his minutes when the game's further away.
Well,
but
against the Cavs, he had 22 minutes, 6 points. Against the Timberwolves, I don't think he was on the stat sheet. No,
I don't think
he didn't play at all.
played.
He wasn't on. He was a scratch, healthy scratch. And then yesterday's game against the Grizzlies, when they didn't show up, and by didn't show up, I mean it was just Tobias Harris with the Misfits because nobody else actually tried to help him. But he wasn't on the stat sheet either, so he was a healthy scratch again. So it's 2 games in a row now that he's been a healthy scratch. So
I'm
do they just not
surprised
like him, or
no, I don't think it's that. I mean, I'm surprised. I didn't watch last night's game, but just looking at the box score and how far away the game was the whole time, I'm surprised that Maxey didn't make it out onto the court. Just because usually when you have a game like that, they you put out your subs.
well, they had Paul Reed in, they had Isaiah Joe, Rajon Tucker, Mason Jones, Ignas Brazdeikis.
They brought that guy. They brought that Iggy guy out that we got in the with Paul, George Hill trade.
Yeah, so they had that starting 5, but Tyrese Maxey wasn't. He was a healthy scratch.
Maybe there's something going on between him and Rivers. I don't know.
There has to be, man.
I have no honest answer. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything.
It's not even like he
Maxey
can be traded right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, rookies. Rookies like Maxey, they go in and out like that. There's time, especially with a coach like Rivers. There's times where he's just going to play his vets. They're kind of in the mode where, it's the final stretch of the season. They need to know who the rotation guys are going to be in the playoffs. In all honesty, Maxey the way he was playing earlier in the season, I didn't see him fitting in the playoff rotation. It's just not the way, the playoffs, you're going to go 9 guys. So you obviously have your starting 5. You're going to have Furkan. You're going to have, for some reason, Mike Scott, Dwight Howard, and then Shake Milton. Those are your guys. That's going to be the rotation that you're going to have going. And then, give or take an injury or so, yeah, that's it. That's all you're going to see.
Yeah. I don't know. I need Maxi. I need to see more Maxi. I liked
I
him
wouldn't
when
mind seeing
when
more
the
Maxi, but
season
I think
first started. He looked really good.
but with having George Hill, you're not going to see more. Once he gets going, you're
He's
going to see
supposed to be
Maxi even
coming
less.
back. I think was it tomorrow against the Celtics?
That would be awesome. He's been with the team since they got back, since they started their little 2-game home
I thought
streak.
that apparently he had an injury. I didn't even know about the injury, but it said that he had surgery on his thumb.
Yeah, he had a thumb injury, but pretty sure it wasn't anything too serious. It's just something he has. I think he just has to get back to basketball shape, and they wanted him to kind of, I guess, learn the system a
Yeah,
little bit, not
I
just throw
thought
him out there.
I thought they maybe it was their next home game, which looking at the schedule is the 14th. So I don't know. That's usually when they bring back players. Obviously, with Embiid, they brought him back with the home game against the Timberwolves. That's more important than George Hill, but still.
Yeah,
I don't know. So that he's supposed to be coming back soon. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he brings something that'll be nice on the second unit to have something, and also give Curry a little break too, instead of being the only person that can actually take a shot or make his own
yeah.
shot. Really?
I mean, Shake makes his own shot when he's out there. He's just too inconsistent. He'll have games, he'll have stretches, 3 or 4 games where he can drop 18 easy. And then he'll have games where he could barely reach 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, what's your expectations for the rest of the season?
Rest of the season, how many
Or
games they
actually,
got?
maybe how
I
about
think they're at
instead
like
of that,
22
let's just do it for the next week until our next show.
next week. All right, so we got
We
what?
have
Celtics,
Celtics,
that's a W.
Pelicans,
Pelicans
and
W.
Thunder.
Thunder W.
So there's 3 games until our next show.
I if they don't sweep it, that I mean the only one I can see is maybe the Celtics just because it's division. It's a tough game, but Pelicans, they're in rebuild. They shouldn't be a matchup that we're worried about.
Be cool to see
Um,
Zion though. It sucks
oh
that
yeah, I
it's
mean it'll be cool to watch him be just fucking destroy Zion. But um, and then you have OKC. I mean they're the definition of a rebuild.
Oh yeah.
So
And
I
you
mean,
said that they
they're
got rid
sitting.
of Al Horford, right?
They didn't get rid of Al Horford. They Al Horford and Sam Presti. Well, Sam Presti basically told him, "You're obviously at a different part of your career than this team is at in their timeline. So you're just gonna sit the rest of the season. We'll pay you, and you'll just sit there." And it's funny. There's a screenshot somewhere of one of the, how like they have like the list of like injuries,
Yeah.
and there's a screenshot. It's like foot injury, ankle injury, thumb injury, and it's Al Horford old. Like that's all it says. It just says old. So
That's great.
um yeah, I think that should be it should be 3-0 if everyone's playing.
Yeah.
Granted, if
As
you're
long as
gonna
they're
have another
playing
game,
hard instead of what they played last night. Like I said, they
well,
didn't show up last night.
I'm pretty sure Embiid wasn't in the lineup.
No, he didn't
Ben
play.
Simmons basically wasn't in the lineup. I think he had like 8 points.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
I don't know what's going on with him. He needs to figure out his shit real quick.
Yeah, he had 7 points.
He looked good against Minnesota. He was real aggressive. He was, taking it to the net, doing what he needs to do. But maybe it was just because it was a back-to-back night after a back-to-back. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Um,
Doc Rivers said it like they have like 10 games in 12 days or something like that. He said he thinks that they were tired yesterday, which is a lame excuse, but whatever. It's the regular season.
I don't even think that's really him, making an excuse. I think he's just explaining it. Like I understand it sounds lame and it's stupid, but I mean, in reality, they probably were. And that's probably why they got beat up. They probably underestimated them coming in. Like they probably didn't think that it was going to be a big deal.
As usual. All right, so get into the Flyers.
Good old
Where
Flyers.
where the hell are they going?
So obviously, when we were talking last week, they were mid-game. They were 3-0 when we got off. And then they came back in the third quarter against the Sabres. It was really cool. It was fun to watch. But I said third quarter, third period. But then they go and get blown out the next game.
Yeah, blown out.
Like a bunch of assholes. And then they played the Islanders, I think Saturday.
Yeah.
I think they went down 2-0, and then Drew came back and tied it up by himself.
Yep.
Even the goals that were scored in that game. So the thing I'm happy about with that game was the goals that were scored were not Carter Hart's fault. Carter Hart played an excellent game. It was obviously defense. So I mean that's still a problem, but I like to see that Carter Hart has more confidence. So after his week off of just practicing, and they wanted him to focus on that. So I'm glad that that's hopefully he's figured out and he's in a better state of mind. Defense obviously needs to pick it up, but I like that Drew is coming in clutch a lot more. Like he's playing active and he's playing well, which is a good sign if everyone else can kind of follow up behind. TK is looking like he's picking up his game a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah.
It's not show. It's so weird. They showed a stat during that Saturday game that all of March they were they were the second team in shots. They had the most shots on net for the whole month, but they were top 2 in shots, but they were like, I think the bottom 4 in goals. Which was ridiculous. Yeah, like it was like it's so weird because you usually think when you get that many shots on net, they're bound to go in eventually. So I'm hoping it's just they're in a bad luck stretch, and this week is a big week. They need to beat the Bruins this week. I think they faced the Bruins twice.
Yeah, we have Bruins today, Bruins tomorrow. It's a back-to-back home to home. So we're home tomorrow. They're home today. Then we have Islanders Thursday, Bruins again home here Saturday, then Sabres on Sunday. So they were pretty rough. They have 5 games.
They have to play. They have to leave this week
fucking
4-1.
rough stretch.
They have.
We're just talking about how we're just talking about how Doc Rivers said that it's a tough game for them. They have 10 games in 12 days. They have 5 games in 6.
Yeah. It's a big week. It really is. Like they have to come out 4-1 in this week in order to still have playoff hopes. And they have to be against the Bruins. Like they have to take the Bruins down.
They're 5th right now in the East Division.
Yeah. How many points behind the Penguins are they? I think it's the Penguins that are next.
We have 39, Bruins 43, Penguins 50. So we are 11 behind Penguins.
How much are we behind? We have 39, Bruins have 40.
43.
43. So
Rangers have 39 as well, so they're tied with us, but they're behind us in.
So we have to take the 2 Bruins games. If we take the 2 Bruins games, that jumps us up past them. Because that should be 6 points.
What is it? The goal differential. We have -23. So we have 109 goals for us, 132 goals against us. It's a -23 goal differential.
Well, it's literally been the blowouts. Like when we lose big.
Yeah.
It's either a real tight game and
only the Devils and Sabres are behind us with goal differential. And they have -25 for Devils, -46 for Sabres.
That's fucking ridiculous. I hope I hope when we're talking next week, we're ecstatic about how well they played.
You gotta hope so.
But
they gotta pick it up. I agree. I'm not gonna go to the full extent that you just went 4-1. I think we'll go 3-2.
I'm not saying they're gonna go 4-1, but they need to go 4-1.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah, I expect them to go 3-2. That's where my expectation is. The reality is probably they're going to go 1-4, but
I don't think I hope it's not that bad. We ain't got no Eagles news because actually we do. Jalen Hurts changed his number. There we go. We just threw out some Eagles. He's number 1. That's what he played. He was Heisman candidate as number 1. So I think that's going to make all the difference. Fun fact about his number 1. He is the first non-special teams player to wear the number 1.
Oh, really?
So only punters and kickers have worn the number 1 in Eagles history until now.
That's
fun facts. If you want more fun facts, you can follow the Jersey Bullies at Jersey_Bullies on Twitter. You can follow me at TFMoney11. You can follow Erik at
BarezzoE on Twitter.
And you can follow our whole production company, Basement Protocol Productions, at the BPP Official. All you basement dwellers out there, gotta check us out on there. You got anything else for us this week?
No, nothing else has been going on. Just trying to watch a nice little victory against the Mets. Fuck those Mets.
I'm gonna be there live, so I'll be live tweeting, maybe if I'm not too drunk. We'll see.
Well, thanks for tuning in to another great episode. Again, my name is Erik Barezzo. This is Tyler Freed.
Hi, Dad.
Go Phillies.
What's up, Basement Dwellers? I hope you enjoyed the latest Basement Protocol Productions creation. I'm Chris the Dace Man Dace.
I'm Frank.
And we want to drop some social media plugs on you. Check us out on Twitter at the BPP Official for all our tweeting needs, or you go over to Instagram at the BPP Official as well for all our picture needs.
Or Facebook/Basement Protocol Productions, or YouTube/Basement Protocol Productions.
And if you're somebody who likes live, non-stop action content, you can go over to twitch.tv/Basement Protocol.
Or if you just like the internet in general, you can go to www.basementprotocolproductions.com. Either way you do it, doesn't matter. We'll see you next time.